Henry. This is a story about Henry, the green engine. Henry was often ill and couldn't work. But then he tried some special Welsh coal, and that got the change, and he got the chance to show everyone and just what he could do. Henry was a big engine. Sometimes he could pull trains, but sometimes he felt too weak and had to stay in the yard. One morning, Henry was feeling very sorry for himself. "I suffered dreadfully, and no one cares," he said. "Oh, rubbish, Henry," snorted James. "You don't work hard enough." Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Henry. "You're too expensive, Henry," he said. "You have lots of new parts and a new coat of paint, but they've done you no good. If we can't make you better, we'll have to get another engine instead of you." This made Henry, his driver, and his fireman very sad. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting when Henry came to the platform. He had taken off his hat and coat and put on overalls. He climbed onto Henry's footplate. Henry managed to start, but his fireman was not happy. "Henry's a bad steamer," he told Sir Topham Hatt. "I built up his fire, but it doesn't give enough heat." Henry, he tried very hard to pull the train, but it was no good. He didn't have enough steam. He grumpily came to a stop outside Edward Station. "Oh dear," thought Henry. "I shall have to go away. Oh dear, oh dear." Henry went slowly into a siding, and Edward took charge of the train. "What do you think is wrong, fireman?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. "It's the coal, sir," he answered. "It hasn't been very good lately. The other engines can manage, because they have big fireboxes. But Henry's is small and can't make the heat. With Welsh coal, he'd be a different engine." "It's expensive," said Sir Topham Hatt, "but Henry, he must have a fair chance. I'll send James to fetch some." Henry's driver and fireman were very excited when the coal came. "Now we'll show them, Henry, old fellow," they said. They carefully oiled Henry's joints and polished his brass until it shone like gold. Henry felt very proud. Then the fireman carefully made his fire, putting large lumps of coal like a wall on the outside of the fire. Then he covered the glowing part with smaller lumps. "You're spoiling my fire," complained Henry. "Wait and see," said the fireman. "We'll have a roaring fire just when we want it." The fireman was right. When Henry reached the platform, the water was boiling nicely, and he had lots of steam. Whoosh! "How are you, Henry?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. "Beep, beep, beep," whistled Henry. "I feel fine." "Do you have a good fire, driver?" Sir Topham Hatt asked. "Never better, sir, and plenty of steam," he replied. Henry, he was impressed. He wanted to set off. "No record breaking," warned Sir Topham Hatt. "Don't push him too hard, driver." "Henry won't need pushing, sir," the driver replied. "I'll have to hold him back." Henry had a lovely day. He had never felt so well in his life. He wanted to go faster. He wanted to go fast, but his driver wouldn't let him. "Steady, old fellow," he said. "There's plenty of time." But Henry went quite fast, and they arrived at the station early. Thomas pulled in. "Where have you been, lazybones?" he asked. But before Thomas could answer Henry was off again. I can't It's for slow tank engines like you, he said. Goodbye. And off he sped. Gosh, said Thomas to Annie and Clarabelle. Have you seen anything like it? Both Annie and Clarabelle agreed that they never had. Henry was very happy with his Welsh coal. He could work as hard as any engine. Then one day, Henry had a crash, and Sir Topham Hatt sent him to be mended. Workmen gave Henry a brand new shape and a bigger firebox, so he wouldn't need special coal anymore. Now Henry, he is so splendid and so strong, he sometimes pulls the express. Beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, whistles Henry. Thank you very much, whistles Henry happily.